back, Brandon, come back.
Hang on, Bert, I gotta get this
Get my
going.
exercise.
Yeah.
Should be able to connect.
Yeah.
There it goes. Connect.
Kicking it.
Oh,
The wind is
sorry.
blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah,
and
culprit's
stop
here.
this.
Should rain out there by now.
Culprit's here.
Cold front. It's gonna get down to 90.
Well, what was it yesterday afternoon?
It was like
And it was like
87.
87,
Yeah,
yes.
it was
I mean,
87
it was
yesterday.
just,
I was like, oh, it's nice outside. I didn't even go outside.
Funny, the wind's going that direction. Storm's coming from that way.
That always makes me nervous.
Regular meeting of the Navasota City Council is called to order on Monday, the 22nd day of August in council chambers. Let the record show all council members are present. Welcome and thank you for being here this evening. We ask that you put your cell phones in the silent mode. And a reminder to visitors, please sign in. And if you wish to speak under visitors' remarks, please fill out the form found in back and state your name and address at the podium, as we must document all meeting business and remarks limited to 3 minutes. Tonight's invocation will be led by Pastor Matt Vaughn, then followed by the pledges.
Let's pray. Oh, gracious God, we just give you thanks that we're able to stand here this evening to conduct the business of the city. We thank you for your Holy Spirit that resides in each and every one of us that believes. God, we just ask that you guide and direct all that we say, all that we do. Let's just be filled with joy and the blessings of all that you've bestowed upon us in the city. God, we lift up those that are first responders, those in law enforcement, God, and just ask that you protect them in a special way. We lift up those that have valiantly served us for so many years. We lift up Glenda Druckhammer, a longtime city employee who died this week, oh God. We just ask for a special dose of your grace and your love, that you might surround them and the family, that they might know that you are God. God, be with us now. Fill us with joy, fill us with happiness, fill us with your spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Item 3, marked visitors. Okay, seeing none. Item 4, staff report. Mr. Week.
Mayor and council wanted to give you an update on the soccer update. So as mentioned before, city staff had found out that the Grimes County Soccer Association wasn't able to host a season this fall. And so city staff stepped in and we had a meeting last week. We had a public meeting. We had probably half of the council chambers was filled with parents, volunteers, and our staff as well. We met with them to get some feedback from them, and we opened up registration on, I guess it was Friday morning. So Friday morning had a good amount of applications and registrations that we received. So proud to announce that as of this afternoon, we have a total of 50 kids that have registered. The parents have registered them. So we've got 2 3-year-olds. We got 26 4 to 6-year-olds. We have 17 7 to 10-year-olds, and we only have 5 11 to 15-year-olds. But the good thing is we've got a total of 11 volunteers, which volunteers, what I've heard, is some of the needs that the associations had in the past. So the plan is we're going to move forward with registration through August 31st. Put together a small nominal fee of $30, which will provide, basically it's just out of pocket cost. We're going to purchase, each player will get a t-shirt. And when I say t-shirt, it is just a t-shirt. It's going to be a colored t-shirt. So you'll have the yellow team and the blue team, whatever that they want to call their team, they can call it. But that's the way we're going to distinguish them on the playing field. We understand from some of the participants that we, like I said, we had a lot of active volunteers that have been part of the association in the past. So it's going to be co-ed, understand. So it's co-ed. You have the 4 to 6-year-olds that will play on the small fields. We do allow 3-year-olds to play if the 3-year-old's parent is a coach. Then we have 7 to 10-year-olds will play on the medium field, and then the 11 to 15-year-olds play on the large field. We've met with part of the school district attended, some of the coaches attended that. Though UIL does not allow them to coach, they are going to provide a clinic at the very beginning of it that will it'll be an opportunity where all the teams come together and get the kids together and give some basics of soccer for all the kids. They will be playing the games at August Horse. The idea is to start everything on September 24th and finish the last week in October. So it gives about 6 weeks of play. Normally, they begin first part of September, so we're not that far behind on it. However, one thing that we did learn is they usually play twice a week. So we had planned on doing Saturdays. So they play either on Mondays and Tuesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. So it's something that we'll look with staff. Again, we have to make sure we have enough teams. And so we'll figure out how we're going to do the weekday stuff, but we've got the weekends covered. Staff is going to step up. Some of our salary staff will be there. We'll actually have somebody on site. We've already got the game balls from the association already. We've been watering the fields. Fields are good to go. Dom will be sure to mark the fields prior to the games. So as we know more information, I'll be sure to get that. But the good news is we've got at least 50 kids registered, and we haven't been a week into the registration portion.
Good. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Next item we have is introduction of new employees. So I'm gonna have Peggy come up and introduce. We got a couple of new employees that we want to introduce. So Peggy, if you want to come up and introduce our new employees.
Good evening, Mayor Miller and council members. I'd like to, at this time, introduce our new employees. First, we have Michelle Savinsky. Michelle was hired on, if you please stand, Michelle. Michelle was hired on with the city of Navasota August 1st of this year as a executive administrative assistant here, and we're happy to have her. Let us all welcome her to the city of Navasota.
Mayor, so she's the admin person for the administration side. So she'll help out HR, my office, as well as city secretary, Raina in economic development, and also with Bobby in marketing communications. We've also mentioned to her that at some point Susie would like to retire, and so there is an opportunity there to do some cross training and learn that in case she wants to step up and be
I
your
encouraged
next
her to do so.
city secretary.
Susie's been talking about retirement for how long? I mean, it'll never
Well,
happen.
it keeps getting extended by staff members, but I promise I will not leave until someone is trained. So, 5 years maybe.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
And we have one more new employee, Stevie, stand up, Stevie Whiters. She's hired as a full-time animal control officer a little over a month ago. Slowly working her way in there. She's cleaning up the shelter right now and on training, going on calls slowly.
God bless you.
Still have one more opening.
So I met her first time today, and her first request is she would like a new facility. So I did let her know that we are working on a facility study, and we are aware of some issues there. And so hopefully, again, over the next several years, we can alleviate that issue. Then Mayor, next item is years of service recognition. So let Peggy come back up.
Camilla and council members, I'd like to present the certificate of achievement. This certificate, the certificate of achievement, this certificate is presented to Jennifer Rayner in appreciation for 10 years of dedicated services to the city of Navasota. Ms. Rayner was hired with the city on August the 13th, 2012, and she was hired as administrative assistant. Down through the years, she became administrative assistant, airport manager, interim utility director, and now February the 3rd of this year, she was promoted to the utility director of the City of Navasota Public Works Department. So we would like to thank you, Jennifer, for your hard dedicated work. Thank you. Present you that certificate.
Council.
Good
Oh.
Council.
We'll give a speech in a minute.
Usually just Bart.
No, it's been all right. Yeah. Congratulations, Queen.
You're a
Princess.
king.
I'm sorry, she's princess. A queen now. She's each other.
was like, wait a
Princess and
minute,
Queen of the
stop.
cemetery.
What happened?
That's how we kind of,
Oh,
before we got help, Michelle.
Now she has to speak.
Yeah, so Mayor, now she gets to come up and give us our CIP update. So tonight, I've got a laundry list that I've asked her to speak about. I know that some of the updates we've been giving you, but also I wanted to actually make sure that she hits on the airport AWAS, kind of let you know about the AWAS, and also our water tower project, as well as our streetscape project. So she'll talk about that, give you some updates. And then Jose's going to come up and talk about our Brosig sidewalk pedestrian bridge project that we're working through with TxDOT, as well as our annual street CIP. So we're gonna hit a lot of them tonight. So if you have any questions afterwards, be sure to ask them.
So the first I am going to start with the AWAS. That's the Automated Weather Observation System for the airport. The civil crew was going to be starting on the 2nd of this month. I have an email stating that day that they all got COVID. So it got pushed back due to the crew getting COVID. So then on the 15th, I received an email that all of our licenses have been approved. The FCC license has been approved. The FAA licenses and everything have been approved. Now we're kind of a little behind schedule on the actual construction part of it. The slab itself is only about 5 yards of concrete. And so that's a small amount of concrete to get. And so that pushes us back about 2 to 3 weeks out for concrete. And Jose knows that that's a small amount of concrete to order. So it's real hard to get that scheduled. So I gave him some local information on concrete companies. So he's reaching out to see if we can get that pushed up. I emailed the contractor today and I called him and I hadn't had a response. So I'm working to get that scheduled. I'm working to get this project back on schedule. So let me work with that and then I'll give you more of an update. On the water tower, we are still working with the engineers, and then we're going to be hearing back from the developer shortly on the location of the elevated storage tank. So that right now is still in the planning process, and then we'll move forward on once we find out more information on that.
Yeah, I think on that. So the developer is waiting to meet with Lupe, myself, Jennifer, and Blyle to have some conversations about the water tower and making sure that the location we're looking at is going to be okay.
So on the downtown water main replacement for LaSalle and Washington, things are moving pretty good with this project. We have the main line that's being replaced on Washington completed, so that should be all tied in. So that kind of is the reason for some of the low water pressure. The line was being filled up. And then that has to be tested as well for BACT test, which is a bacterial testing that needs to be done, which is going to be scheduled for tomorrow. And then that's a 24-hour turnaround test. And then so once we do that, then we can start doing the tie-ins, the actual water meter tie-ins to each building in those blocks. So we'll probably start maybe towards the Railroad Street end and then work our way up. So that is moving ahead of schedule. We were trying to get it started Monday of next week. It might be the end of this week, depending on when we get the test back from the lab. We're gonna inform everybody of when we'll do the water tie-ins. And what we're trying to do is go block by block and then have it minimum water outages as possible. And we're gonna work with all the businesses and try to make sure we work around their schedule, whether if it's morning time or afternoon time, on when you would like the water tie-ins to be done. Once we finish that, then we can start on the asphalt. And then we also have one fire hydrant left to replace, and which is in front of Wells Fargo that needs to be done. So there was a total of 4, three on Washington and then 1 on LaSalle. And all of those have been replaced except in front of Wells Fargo. Once that, I think they're going to start that tomorrow on the hydrant replacement. So everything's been kind of moving okay. We've had a few hiccups, but nothing out of the ordinary when you have new construction go on. Do y'all have any questions? No? So Jose has the rest of the project, correct?
Streetscape. That's you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, Mr. Mayor, City Council, Jose Cornilla, Director of the Street and Sanitation Departments. I really wanted to do this one, Jason, because I can't believe we actually have a full schedule of these guys. It was so good to see it. So Groundbreaker Construction Incorporated are going to be the subcontractor for this project. It's going to start on 10th, it's from 10th Street all the way to 8th Street, trying to replace all those sidewalks and all kinds of stuff. I met with Roger today for a little bit. You know, same like he was already actually going door to door. I don't know if any of you guys got in touch with this Roger. Anyway, so he was going door to door, telling people what was going on. They're supposed to start. This is really good. So they're gonna start mobilizing on Thursday. So that's mobilization on Thursday, and install a control traffic on the next day, which is Friday, and then They're gonna start the demolition on Wednesday night. They're actually gonna start the demolition on the night on Wednesday the night as well. So basically, this gives us a full detail of what they. I'll be really happy if they actually follow this the way it is. If you guys wouldn't have this, we'll have copies of it because it's gonna be actually it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be like a challenge for them to follow this schedule. They actually have the end of it, which it'll be January 27th of 2023. As when they anticipate a finish. They have a real good detail and everything. I'm gonna be checking on this every day, see if they actually got it.
When we met with them during the pre-con, the end date is January, but I will tell you, they said it's just gonna be several weeks. It's not, no way they're gonna even come close to January.
Yeah.
Of course, that's what they said.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
But yeah, this schedule is kind of like it was. You don't see that often. But that's kind of the update on it. Like I say, they're gonna start Thursday with mobilization. They probably don't start breaking. And they're gonna start on the south side of 10th Street, on the south side of the Washington on 10th Street is where they're gonna start. Is what they said. So that's kind of the update. This as far as we know at this point. Hopefully they continue with their schedule. And if you have any question on this one, Lupe and Rain and I have been working hard on this. The sidewalk project on Brossig, it is 100% TechStart funding. Staff got an RFQs released on August the 10th, and it closes on the 31st of August at 4 p.m. So the city will contract for engineer services to design a 6-foot wide sidewalks on the side of Brossig on one side of Brossig, which is going to be the school side. It's going to be all the way from Piedmont to Washington Avenue. It will include the pedestrian bridge crossing at Cedar Creek, which I think that's going to be cool to see how we design it and all that. And as well, the lighting improvements. As far as I know, like I said, this is 100% that. And as once we get those RFQs and we hire an engineer, we should be able to start the design of that.
And today, we actually received one bid today. So.
And last but not least, I know I promised I was gonna try to bring the street project for the 2023 this year. Last week, well, before I left to the trip, I was trying to get everything ready. There was I actually have the document here for guest and engineer on the street project, but there was like there was some problems. Like it was some of the square yards didn't match. Theirs didn't match with the ones I have, and I kind of questioned that. So I kind of told them to revise the whole project on some of the square yards that they have on asphalt and also what they have on chip seal. And unfortunately, when I got back, there was nothing done. I talked to Gesner today, and he actually said that he was sick with COVID, so he wasn't able to do anything last week. He just actually went back to work today. So I'm meeting with him tomorrow morning, and hopefully we can get all this squared away. But just to let you know, we doing about 117,000 square yards of chip seal and almost 4,000 of square yards of asphalt streets, including cemetery and parking lots over at I Was Horse Park. But other than that, I will bring it to you. I don't know if we can get it done. I don't know we'll be able to do a special meeting, or we have to wait until the next one. But we'll try to get it as soon as possible. I think that on our meeting tomorrow, I should be able to have this squared away. Any questions?
Thanks, Jose. That's all I got. On the boards and commissions, I think you attended one of the meetings.
Yeah, anybody else?
The only thing I had, the airport committee met, but Jennifer covered what we discussed in her report about AWAS, and that was basically it.
Yeah, and planning and zoning, and they did an approval for the replat of Jack in the Box. That was basically the business handled there. Item 5, consideration and possible action on resolution number 716-22, accepting the lift station sewer improvements of Phase 3, Section 2 and 3 in Pecan Lakes subdivision in the city of Navasota.
Mayor, City Council, good evening. Lupe Diosdado, Development Services Director. So just to briefly summarize, Phase 3, Section 2 and 3 are about 90% complete as far as public infrastructure. There is still some last punch list items. I think there's some street lights that still need to go up, but overall, everything is complete. Previously, council accepted the water, gas and road improvements and drainage improvements, but we specifically left out the lift station and the sewer mains because the lift station was still under progress, and now it's officially been completed. It's connected to our SCADA system, so it's reporting, everything's operational. There were some last minute details that Kenneth was working on with the developer. He did a great job making sure that they built what was on the plans. And so it's completed and it's ready for dedication to the city.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve resolution 716-22.
Motion by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Holt to approve resolution 716-22. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 6, consideration and possible action to approve the recommended date of September 12th, 2022 for holding the public hearing of the City of Navasota's fiscal year 2022-23 proposed budget.
Mayor, Council, Lance Hall, Finance Director. As Jason mentioned earlier, last Monday, we had a little workshop on the budget. Everything's ready to go. We're proposing a budget hearing on September 12th at 6 o'clock during the normal council meeting. At that time, we will also be voting on the budget. We'll be having a tax hearing, and then we'll be voting on the tax rate. And included in the packet is the tax calendar or the budget calendar. Vote on the 12th, public hearing on the 12th, vote on the 12th, and then second reading on the 26th.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the recommended date of September 12th, 2022 for the public hearing on the city's fiscal year 2022-2023 proposed budget. Second.
Motion by Mr. Gessner, second by Mr. Phillips to approve September 12th, 2022 for public hearing. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 7, consideration and possible action on request from Christian Community Services located at 814 North DeSalle, Navasota for a credit to their utility account in the amount of up to $200 per month, beginning October 1, 2022, ending September 30th, 2023.
Mayor and City Council, this is an annual request from the Christian Community Service, which they provide assistance to needy families in Navasota by maintaining a food pantry and some clothing assistance. The demand for their services is on rise, as are the costs. Currently, the organization provides assistance to 160 needy individuals and families in Navasota. In addition to that, they're open to all Grimes County residents, which this translates to the food pantry servicing approximately 437 residents monthly. And this year they purchased 71,968 pounds over the last year, which provided 59,973 meals to the needy. And in the past, the council has approved up to a $200 credit on their utility bill, and they are asking for the same agreement this year if y'all so see it. And it is included in the budget.
I have a technical question. The info sheet here says that it's not a budgeted item. It's just a technicality.
Well, so because
Right.
it's in the budget because it's very minimum because we've already been doing it.
Yeah.
And it shows up as a revenue. And so technically you budget for expenses, not so much revenues.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the request from Christian Community Center for assistance with utility payments up to $200 per month for fiscal year 2022 to 2023.
Yes, Patty.
Patty.
Whatever,
You got
try
it.
it.
Patty did it.
Motion by Mr. Fultz, second by Ms. Peterson to approve the Christian Community Services up to $100 for the credit to their account, 2022-23 fiscal year. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Consideration, item 8, consideration of possible action on first reading of ordinance 1001-22, amending chapter 2 of the Animal Control Ordinance.
Mayor, City Council, Mike Mize, Commander Chief of Police, for y'all has the amendments to Chapter 2 for the animal control, 2.01, 2.05, and 2.07 related to dangerous, aggressive, and public nuisance dogs.
Mayor, what you have before you is, Carrie has put in here all the changes that you have requested previously during our work session. If there's anything else, any other changes, please let us know. But my understanding is all those items have been accounted for.
That's correct.
Fixed everything from the workshop meeting.
Mr. Mayor, I make or move that we approve the first reading of ordinance number 1001-22.
Motion by Mr. Holt, second by Ms. Peterson to approve on first reading ordinance 1001-22. Any further discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I have a question. Could we get a breakdown on aggressive, dangerous, and nuisance? There were 3 categories here of dogs that we're talking about. And what is the specific separation point?
So under the definition side, basically the aggressive side, so on dangerous dogs in the state law, is when a dog attacks a person and causes serious bodily injury. The aggressive side where we put this in was for attacks a person, not major injury, or a person's private animal, a cat, a dog, something like that. That's that one. The public nuisance animal is dogs barking all night long. We've given them warnings, possibly continuously loose animal.
So Mayor and Council, under state law, you have the ability to define a nuisance within the city limits. That's not only statutory, but also through case law that has progressed over the years. And so with respect to the nuisance, as Interim Chief Mize described, it's when a dog has 3 or more of those incidents, violations for barking, loud noise, being at large 3 times, then the Animal Control Authority can move to have that dog declared or declare that dog a nuisance. And there's an appeal process for the person when the city takes that action. But that would be, just wanted to add a little more detail about what a nuisance dog would be in your authority to declare that certain animals nuisances in certain situations.
I move we approve ordinance 1001-22.
We did.
Already did that. We've already done it. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Good gosh. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 9, we're going to go to executive session. City Council will conduct executive session in accordance with Government Code, deliberation regarding real property and discussion regarding the potential lease/license of city-owned property.
And the time is? The
And the time 6:34.
Got it?
Got it. There's no way I forgot all that. Even shorthand, I couldn't get it.
We'll reconvene in open session at 7:36. Item 11, consideration and possible action on awarding a request for proposals for lease/license space of City Miller Street and Davis Street Water Tower for providing internet service. VoIP.
Mr. Mayor, I move to authorize the city manager to engage in negotiating with both Navasota Wi-Fi and GrimesCounty.net for a non-exclusive license agreements and to present the proposed licensed agreements for award by the city council at a future meeting. And I further move that this action shall not be deemed an award for either proposal under the water tower space licensing policy.
Motion by Mr. Holt, second by Ms. Peterson. As the motion is stated. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries.